You know what really scares me about the idea of a revolution? I don't think we can win it anymore. When you look at the technology that the US military has, that we know they have, let alone the classified stuff, do you actually think that the Americans with their, rifles and crap could win a revolution? Because the military is going to follow orders. Historically, the military always follows orders. They do as they're told. Even if it's shoot their friends in the face. The military does what they're told. Historically. And I look around at the technology that the U.S. military has and that the U.S. government has, just what they use to surveil their citizens even. And then all the drones and everything else. And I don't see how the American people could win an actual revolution. And I think that's true throughout most of the world nowadays. So as much as I would like to see an uprising in the world, I think we might all just end up, not making it.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even Salakia, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. All right, Shalom, Yasharallah. Before we go any further within this lesson, I'm going to open up by giving all praises, honor, and glory with infinite blessings unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Racha HaKwadash. And I also want to give double honors unto our beloved elder bishops and to the elder apostles, great millstone that teach well and that rule well. Much blessings and salutations going out to the hopeful elect, to the Akim, Wafiu Aqua.
You know what really scared?
And always unto the men that are laboring within this truth, scattered across the four corners of the earth, wherever you may be, truthfully and sincerely. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, unto you and to your households within these evil days, these evil times in which we are surely living in. Okay. And so, recently, with this whole capturing of the Venezuelan President Maduro, there was things that took place which led up to him being captured. All right, and the U.S., the U.S. of A, fucking Babylon the Great, they use particular, advanced technical weapons, on his military, the Venezuelan military over there, or his guards, and those that were protecting, Maduro. But man, them niggas got some shit, boy. Esau got some shit. All right. And the whole purpose of me, going into it is just, bro, Jake, we gonna need some help. We gonna need help, man. All right? We need help from this devil, man. We need salvation from the wicked, which is the Lord's sword. All right, and even this man on the screen, he not lying at all, because ain't no way in heck or hell or you think you finna come up against this man and you're gonna prevail, all right, in carnal, in a carnal way. All right. The thing is with us, the believers, okay, and Lord willing, the hopeful, which we are the hopeful elect. All right, but Lord willing, we be of that election, is that we understand that we're not going to revert to the carnality or the ways of fighting this devil, okay, by taking up in arms, or going about it in a carnal way, because the scripture tells us that our warfare is spiritual. So spiritual warfare, all right, it's not a carnal fight, that you can win. But these people, they don't know these things, all right? Because it says, 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 3, it says, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. And what you see right now is Esau Edom coming down with that wrath. Okay, and he's doing his thing. He's turning up. He's showing those horns. Okay, Trump is doing his fucking thing. All right, sending out his military, sending out ICE, on which now they're talking about going door to door, which they're already doing it. Snatching up the immigrants, those who are so-called not supposed to be here. All right. And guess what they got? They got that sword in their hand, man. They got them guns. The whole Minneapolis, Oregon incident with these civilians getting shot, the one woman getting shot in her face, it just goes to show you that these devils are reverting back to that blessing, and they're not playing, man. Okay? And we understand that this is war. Not on a carnal level, but a physical, not on a physical or carnal level, but a spiritual, all right, fight. And a lot of these people don't understand that. So when, this hell increase in the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, increases the tensions and turns up the fire, the chaos in the land of Babylon the Great, you're going to see a lot of people take up in arms. That's 2 Ezra chapter 16. All right, look at 15, says, you know what I'm saying? So 2 Corinthians 10 and 3, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. Exactly. You're not finna see us out here with guns and, you know what I'm saying?
No ICE agent ever run up on me. I guarantee you they won't. I'll put a hole in their chest the size of a window. Safe line repair, safe line replace. That's what's gonna happen. They touch me. Unarmed woman was killed by ICE. If you think you about to come and brutalize the people while we're standing here, fuck around and find out. Our interactions with the police,
in which right there you see is that's the Black Panther Party. Just a whole nother disaster, just mess. Which, you got our people, Jake, the so-called Negroes. All right. Let's form that, that whole sellout shit, man. That shit's already sold out. But you got them at the scene of these protests. All right. Up in arms and protesting, man. That's not a good look. All right. Because, we don't get down that way. But, hey, they not of us, so yeah, it is what it is. But we understand the narrative that's being pushed out. Okay, so-called, black men with, beards, angry black men with beards and, guns in their hands, very militia-like. It's all we see what was going on, man. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, but at the end of the day, it's still not a good look, in which the Lord told us, how to conduct and how to move within this society and how to be harmless. Or as doves and wise as serpents, in which these groups, these jakes, they're not moving wise and they're not moving harmless. Okay. But this is just a example of how not to be, all right, especially being in this truth, all right, or just in general, because we're living in evil times, man. And if women, all right, Edomite women are getting blasted in the face, all right, for for driving, how much more you Jakes out here toting firearms at protests, man? It's a bad look on y'all.
And ICE, and we hold them accountable. We hold them accountable. We patrol the community and we hold them accountable. The Black Panther Party from self-defense, we're the same Panther Party from back in the day, but we're
sold out to this devil. Sold out to Esau. All right, that's sold out. This whole Black Panther Party is community or movement is a sellout, sold out. All right, and ultimately it's not the way.
a little more aggressive now, you dig? Carry bigger guns and we don't take no shit. Places where there are a lot of immigrants at, I think that the community around them needs to take special care to them and it needs to start escorting them to and from everywhere to make sure that they're safe. Because them ICE agents ain't gonna act like that if it's a bunch of people standing outside with assault rifles and shotguns. It's a semi-automatic shotgun. That means them shotgun shells that shoot out of a pump, they shoot them rapidly. If you are gonna legally arm yourself with something bigger than what they got. Those who serve.
And that mindset is the wrong mindset to be in. All right, especially if you in the truth, man. Evaluate yourself. All right, because going back to the scripture, 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 4, it says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal." So these men don't know that they're even in a war. Okay, they don't know what's going on, man. All right, and they think, the war that we're in is physical. It's all of the spiritual war, man. Everything that's going on is on a spiritual level. All right, even this devil taking up in arms because this is his blessing. All right, we're with Isaac, bless Esau. Okay, but they don't know that. All right, and they think they can fight fire with fire, and with you, Jakes, man. You Jakes, you gun-toting Edomites, resorting to your blessing because that's all you know. It's cool. But that's not enough, man. You can't fuck with this government. You're not fucking with E, all right?
Arm yourself with something bigger than what they got. Those who serve in the public, they should be fearful of the public. They should be fearful that the public's going to be dissatisfied with their job that they're doing, not feeling like they're tyrants, not feeling like they're bullies because they got guns and body armor and walkie-talkies. That makes them immune to whatever the people would do. I think you want to correct the ideology of the pig and the mentality of the slave catcher. You meet them with equal force. All power to the motherfucking people.
No power to the pig.
No ICE agent.
In which this looks low. This looks like he looks like a paid actor. That shit looks fake. Hey, but at the end of the day, that's the times we in, man. So 2 Corinthians 10 and verse 4, it says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal." Okay, we don't need guns, we don't need knives, we don't need any of that shit, man. We don't need a military, man. All right, because we understand, man, that there be many with us that be with them. Okay, the angels. All right, the host of the heavens, man. All right, Yahweh Shema Shai, okay, is with us. So we don't need to be taken up in arms, man. And we don't need to do these military drills, military, camp marches and all that shit RUIC be doing, man. No, you're just painting yourself in a bad light, image. All right, ultimately, for when these devils do come down, they know who they coming down after, man. All right, but it says, "But mighty through the Most High Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds." Exactly. Our might, our strength is in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Okay? And we know this. Scripture says that the name of the Lord is a strong tower. Strong tower. And then how the righteous runneth into it and is safe. Okay? So this is all we need. All right, in the time of this devil's wrath. Okay? Because he's not fucking playing. So check this out.
So, do I think the U.S. used sonic weapon on Venezuelan troops? Reports shared by Levitt claims. By the way, this is not like a... Caroline Levitt retweeted this, Rob. I don't know if you have it or not. This account from a Venezuelan security guard loyal to Nicolas Maduro is absolutely chilling, and it explains a lot about why the tone across Latin America suddenly changed. Security guard, on the afternoon, on the day of the operation, we didn't hear anything come in. We were on guard, but suddenly all our radar systems shut down without any explanation. The next thing we saw were drones, a lot of drones flying over our positions. We didn't know how to react. So what happened next? How was the main attack? Security guard. After those drones appeared, some helicopters arrived, but they were very few. I think barely 8 helicopters. From those helicopters, soldiers came down, but a very small number, maybe 20 men. But those men were technologically very advanced. They didn't look like anything we fought against before. And then the battle began? Yes, but it was a massacre. We were hundreds, but we had no chance. They were shooting with such precision and speed. It seemed like each soldier was firing 300 rounds per minute. We couldn't do anything.
Yeah, man. What you Jake's gonna do about that, man? These are people that were trained since birth. Esau got some shit you would turn your head around, that will pop your head off your shoulders without even touching you, man. You think your guns, that these devils are allowing you to buy in the store or wherever you get them from, you think that's gonna fuck with them, man? This devil was blessed with the sword. Okay, going back, all right, into Daniel's, all right, that knowledge being increased. Okay, he's been increased, all right, with the wisdom to do what? To upgrade, to advance his weaponry, to take things from, a sword, a physical, a sword, a blade, and into fucking sound waves, man. To manipulate the sound waves and particular things, all right, to emit vibrations that causes cancer-like effects, all type of shit, man. Bro, you people are not ready for this devil, bro. And this is why it says how he's gonna come in like a flood.
And your weapons, did they help? No help at all, because it wasn't just the weapons. At one point, they launched something, I don't know how to describe it. It was like a very intense sound wave. Suddenly, I felt like my head was exploding from the inside.
So what the fuck you gonna do about that, man? When Edom is emitting these things, all right? When he has weapons to where these weapons don't even need to be in your range to touch you, bro. This nigga got drones. Predator drones, man. All type of things, bro. This is why you need to seek the Lord, Jake. This is why you need to seek Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, because the wicked ain't playing, bro.
We all started bleeding from the nose. Some were vomiting blood. We fell to the ground, unable to move. And your comrades, did they manage to resist? Not at all. Those 20 men, without a single casualty, killed hundreds of us. We had no way to compete with their technology, with their weapons. I swear, I've never seen anything like it. We couldn't even stand up after that sonic weapon or whatever it was. So do you think the rest of the region should think twice before confronting the Americans? Without a doubt, I'm sending a warning to anyone who thinks they can fight the United States. They have no idea that what they're capable of. After what I saw, I never want to be on the other side of that again. They're not to be messed with. Interviewer. And now that Trump has said Mexico is on the list, do you think this situation will change in Latin America? Definitely. Everyone is already talking about this, and no one wants to go through what we went through. Now everyone is thinking twice. What happened here is going to change a lot of things, not just in Venezuela, but throughout the region. Who is this guy that's being interviewed?
Yeah, man, because Esau has these weapons and these technologies in which these are old technologies, man. It's old shit, man. He's been had these things for years, decades, all right, which he's now using. Okay, and he's showing that wrath. Okay, now he's breaking out these things, in which this man has some shit that we couldn't even fathom, or really that actually we could, but the average American citizen or peon, Edomite, or just 2/3 Jake couldn't wrap their head around, bro. because they don't know who they're dealing with, man. This is the devil that the Bible speaks of, bro. Okay. And the only way to combat this devil, okay, and to escape, all right, from this man is by the Lord, bro. Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 10, it says, the name of the Lord Yahweh is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. Okay. The name of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. This is the only way we're going to be able to escape this devil, man. By calling upon those names. The scripture tells you the names, all right? It's a strong tower, bro. It's a fortress, okay? And it's something to run into, to trust in, all right? Which is trusting within the Lord, trusting upon his name, because we don't have anything else, all right, that's going to protect us in these times, man. All right, you don't have no military. Your weapons, okay, can't fuck with this devil on a carnal level. You're through, man. If you think about going up against this man, you're done. You're done before he don't even have to leave his home. These devils don't even have to leave their home. All they got to do is send out a drone, a missile. Okay. Shit. Turn up. All right. Release gases through your pipes in your home, and take you out from carbon monoxide, whatever. All right. It is that serious, man. The book of Psalms. The book of Psalms, chapter 17 and verse 13. Arise, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, man. All right. These people are the Lord's sword. These devils, man. This military, Trump, these Edomites, the wicked. The Lord's sword, man. All right. And in these times, we're going to need the Lord to cast this man down, bro, to deliver our soul from this devil, man, because he's not playing. And guess what he's doing? He's going over there to, all right, South America. And then guess what he's doing, man? He's putting belt to ass on you Jakes. Conquering and doing what he wants. These damn Edomites, man. You know, Trump speaking about moving, all right, over there to Cuba next, Mexico, Iran, Greenland, etc., bro. So we're going to see this devil, all right, push out his force and his force and his wrath, okay, and and get down, man, and kill as much and many as he needs to, okay, to establish this NWO.
From one of the security guards close to Nicolas Maduro. On the day of the operation, we didn't hear anything coming. We were on guard, but suddenly, all our radar systems shut down without any explanation. The next thing we saw were drones, a lot of drones, flying over our positions. We didn't know how to react. After those drones appeared, some helicopters arrived, but there were very few. I think barely 8 helicopters. From those helicopters, soldiers came down, but a very small number, maybe 20 men. But those men were technologically very advanced. They didn't look like anything we've ever fought before. It was a massacre. We were hundreds, but we had no chance. They were shooting with such precision.
And what makes you think, all right, because once again, these men that was protecting Maduro, these men have done extensive training for years, you know, probably even since they were babies, you know, or children, taught or whatever, you know, raised up, you know, to be in these special forces, all right, and be classified to be able to protect this man, All right, and they were slaughtered with ease. So you everyday peon crackers, you Edomites, you Jakes really think you're going to be able to come up against this devil? All right, when martial law is implemented, you're going to be fucking slaughtered in these streets. When Edom comes down like a wave and this military comes in kicking shit in with robot dogs, all right, it's going to be stages. It's going to be military with the robot dogs, robot drones and shit. All right, and then for the real threats, they're going to have these fucking T-9000s, Terminators out here, bro. Mowing shit down. You know, only way you can escape from that is the Lord, bro. That's the only way, bro. Other than that, you're done. You're cooked. You fucked.
Speed, it seemed like each soldier was firing 300 rounds per minute. We couldn't do anything.
You can't outbeat this devil with his blessing. You Jakes, man, you return to the Lord, man. Return to Yahweh Shema Shai, man.
It wasn't just the weapons. At one point, they launched something. I don't know how to describe it. It was like a very intense sound wave. Suddenly, I felt like my head was exploding from the inside. We all started bleeding from the nose. Some were vomiting blood. We fell to the ground, unable to move. Those 20 men, without a single casualty, killed hundreds of us. We had no way to compete with their technology, with their weapons. I swear I've never seen anything like it. We couldn't even stand up after that sonic weapon or whatever it was. I am sending a warning to everyone who thinks they can fight the United States. They have no idea what they're capable of.
Yeah, man, you can't fight this man with his own, his own sword, man. All right?
No ICE agent ever run up on me. I guarantee.
Tweaking, man. Jake tweaking.
You know what really scares me about the idea of a revolution? I don't think we can win it anymore. When you look at the technology that the U.S. military has, that we know they have, let alone the classified stuff, do you actually think that the Americans with their, rifles and crap could win a revolution? Because the military is going to follow orders. Historically, the military always follows orders. They do as they're told. Even if it's shoot their friends in the face, the military does what they're told. Historically. And I look around at the technology that the U.S. military has and that the U.S. government has, just what they use to surveil their citizens even. And then all the drones and everything else. And I don't see how the American people could win an actual revolution. And I think that's true throughout most of the world nowadays. So as much as I would like to see an uprising in the world, I think we might all just end up, not making it.
Yeah, y'all not ready for this, man. Especially you, man. You ain't got the Lord. You don't have the name of the Lord, man. Ain't looking too good, But may Yahweh by Shema Shai protect us, protect you brothers and you sisters, your households within these evil days. All right. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory with infinite blessings unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kwadash. Till next time I say Shalom.